This is Ruthie of Ruthie K's Inc. with Anna of RK Artisans, and we have Niky of Niky Needles, Miss Niky, who we're interviewing today and collaborating with, and we're super excited. Welcome to So Much Talk. So, being a seamstress, I like to get to know other seamstresses, and Niky and I have been referring to each other now for a while, and we finally got to meet. And I'm super excited about that. So Niky, what got you sewing?
Having children.
Having children.
Making school uniforms, just dabbling with the sewing machine. Then I started making things for myself.
Nice.
Getting into the business, COVID. I was making masks. Well, when we first moved to Washington, we moved here in October of 2015. So the first 3 summers we were here, we were in that smoke fishbowl. Mm-hmm. I'm asthmatic, so I was making masks for myself.
So you were making them prior to COVID?
Correct. So when COVID hit, okay, so I need to make masks for my family members who are in nursing, and my son was a police officer in Wisconsin. I had a brother-in-law who was a police officer in Colorado, and and so I'm making masks for my frontline family and friends. And then I had a family member who said, "I'm going to need to place an order, ma'am." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And before I knew it, I had a business license.
You were doing that. Yeah, I kind of have a bigger focus on actually making it a business because I wanted to be a designer since I was 6.
Well, yeah, that wasn't on my radar. It was not on my radar, not at all. When mask sales died down, then I pulled out my cutter and I'm going to do t-shirts and sweatshirts and, bags, and I'll make decals and we'll figure it out. I'm a crafter.
Okay.
And I will just keep my business license and I'll craft and sell my crafts. And well, then, because I sew and I have had a Google listing, people started calling me for alterations. Well, simple hems and patches and that. And then they started calling me for bridesmaids alterations and rolled hems. Mm-hmm. So I'm at Joanne Fabrics like, how do I do this? And I learned how to do a faux rolled hem. Mm-hmm. And that was the best thing in the world for me to learn. Then I got the wedding dress.
Mm-hmm. The
first one. And I had to create a bag. She'd gotten this wedding dress used. And I don't know why they let her walk out the door with this dress. And it was too small. So, and it was one of those strappy bags. So I had to build up the back of the dress in order to be able to make it a corset.
Okay. Yep.
And
that's exciting. First one.
And that's on my Google site, my Google page.
So guys, remember, check out our Google page. Google pages.
And the thing is, the one thing about me is I don't really take a lot of after pictures because I forget. Mm-hmm. And that's not what it's about. I'm not really big on bragging, mm-hmm. if you will. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just there are a few pictures out there. If you like what you see, you hear from word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Either you like me or you don't like me.
Right.
There are enough of us to go around. And honestly, I don't want to be inundated with a lot of customers.
That's fair.
And that's so true that there is plenty to go around, and we each have our specialties. Mine is clothes.
Right. And I picked up on it rather quickly. I learned at first, after I'd gotten started, I was taking everything. Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever it is, I'll do it. I'll do it. You know, I may not have known what I was doing, but I stumbled through it. I knew what I wanted my final project to be, my final product. And I would just start it and take my time to get to where I wanted to be. And then I started to find my niche. And I realized, okay, I don't like doing this, or I'm really not that good at this, or okay, I can do this, but it takes way too much time. And so I stopped doing leather, period. And eventually I had the equipment for it, but it wasn't worth my time, hassle, or and the stress levels.
Yeah.
I don't like doing custom work. I had assistants at one time because I had gotten just that busy.
Yeah.
I had 2 assistants, and we were burning and just getting stuff out.
Yeah.
There's nobody's business, but I think that's when I first called you. I spoke to Anna.
Yep.
I'm like, we're just really busy over here.
And where Niky is more of a crafter, I have referred to Niky because I seriously only like clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And people have brought me like quilts. And it's like, okay, I'll do it. And then I finally realized the same thing you did. Why am I doing this when there's other people that actually like to do this?
Mm-hmm.
They brought, what was the last thing we sent to Niky? It was, do you remember? You remember?
There was something you sent to me, and I said, why don't you try Ruthie K? And they're like, me to you.
Because we were so full. Yeah. And I don't have an assistant right now.
Oh, I'm solo too. I've actually been solo for 2 years.
Yeah. I had an assistant for 3 years, and she was younger. She started with me when she was 17.
Thereabouts, yeah. She started in our apprentice program.
Yeah, and she left in December, and she was ready to go do her own thing and try her own way by herself and try other things, which is good, especially when you're young. And I did tell her, keep sewing, because she had real talent.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I do have 2 more young people, but we've changed our business setup, so we have to change the payroll setup before we can bring them on. And we're finding there's other things to do with kids who are in public school, because our girl was a homeschooler at 17.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have a work permit and stuff like that. So we want it to be illegal there.
Yeah.
So we're working on that because we do have 2. And the more we can teach other people and they can find their niches, that excites me.
Well, what I was planning to do this year was I wanted to put together a program where at prom time I was going to try to find a student within the Bethel School District to come in and, for them to create their own prom dress suit. It didn't matter.
Oh.
And I would sponsor that and help them build that up.
Mm-hmm.
But we're leaving
Yeah, that's our side part. Nikki's going to a different part of the country. So, since this isn't just for Washington, we're excited about that because if you decide to continue your business in your new spot, we want people to know that too.
Yes, we'll be relocating to Jacksonville, Florida.
So, look for Nikki's Needles there.
One coast to the other, then.
Yes, diagonal.
Yes. Anna did that. She
Not
moved
quite.
from here to
Yeah.
Muskogee. That's a nice diagonal, right in the line Nikki's
I'm in
traveling.
the middle, though. I don't have any nice beaches anymore. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be landlocked.
Not nice.
So
I grew up.
are you planning to keep your business going in Florida as well, or have you decided yet?
I will keep Nikki's Needles. For the time being, we won't be doing alterations for a while,
Okay.
but I will still be producing.
Nice.
Very cool.
Which is your favorite, production or
Production.
production? And what do you like to produce best? Because you've done bags and shirts.
Crochet.
Oh, crochet.
That's actually how Nikki's Needles came about. Nikki's Needles itself, I came about Nikki's Needles in 2010 because I was crocheting and I was making baby layettes. So I would make the Afghan, the sweater, the booties, the hat, but then I also made a matching tote bag, and I would line it with a double-sided cotton. On the outside would be a solid color so that when you looked through the crochet, it was just solid, something that matched the crocheted bag. But on the inside would be a nursery print.
Oh, how cute.
So I had to use my sewing needles for that. And then, my sewing machine. And then it would have a zipper.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then it would then be sewn to the crocheted bag. And I'd use my darning needles for that.
Yeah.
And granted, I would use a crochet hook, but that's how it came. That's how it came by Nikki's Needles.
That's awesome. So are you going to start in Florida with your crochet production again?
I still crochet, and I've taken on, repairing knit items and crochet items.
Oh, nice. Because I do repair knit items.
Yeah. When you know how to use a crochet hook, repairing knit items is pretty
really
easy.
Yeah. Because I'll even take in knit items because you can do it with the serger and tiny stitches on your sewing machine.
Yes.
Yeah, because I knit more than I crochet.
I don't know how to knit.
Yeah. I learned to knit socks when I learned to hand spin. Those are my hobbies.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had little pieces of yarn everywhere. He's like, what do you do with that? And my friend is like, you're going to learn to knit. And I'm like, it didn't work so good last time. Because I do too tight, or I did. She sat next to me about where you are, and she'd go, looser, looser, looser the whole time. And she taught me to knit socks. And it's really fun to knit them with the 5 needles. Because people are so impressed. It's like, once you get the tension, it's not hard.
Well, I learned how to crochet at the age of 9 in Germany.
In Germany, so you European crochet?
No.
No? Okay.
We were just in Germany.
You were just in Germany.
With nothing to do, and my mother taught me how to crochet.
Okay. Because, I have a friend from Albania who has insisted she's going to reteach me how to knit the Albanian way.
The proper way.
She's very, very good. I just do it for myself. But I'm pretty good at socks because I've made thousands of them. Families are like, make me a pair of socks. It's like, money. It's like, what? I'd rather make you a dress.
Well, Well, all of my grandchildren, except for the last one, have had a brand new Afghan by the time they were born. The last one, I haven't had time.
Mm.
And I feel horrible. So, but I had purchased all these different fabrics to make him a blanket. And I haven't had time.
Yeah.
But then his mother showed an interest in sewing. So I boxed up one of my machines and I padded it with all of this fabric.
There you go.
And I sent it to her.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome. So as you can see, the current word is sewists. Us sewists have varying things that we like to do that are our favorite thing to do. And when you're looking at a project, you need to find the right one of us. The one that you'll mix with personality-wise, the one that is going to be able to do what you do. And if you're a sewist looking at this, we need to connect people.
Absolutely.
Because we can refer to each other, even across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have this lovely thing called the internet where we have our podcasts and we have our Google sites and people can find us anywhere. And we sometimes get calls on our Google, from our Google ad. And we're like, okay, how about coming for an appointment? And that's when we find out, oh, I live in Alabama. We literally had a guy from Alabama call wanting us to alter his suit because he liked our Google ad. We'd love a seamstress in Alabama or a tailor.
Yeah.
And so, we can refer back and forth anywhere. And that's something Anna and I have really looked at trying to build. And I know Niky actually reached out to us, which was super fun. Because as seamstresses, we can really pull into ourselves when we really need to share. Because there's plenty for all of us.
Yeah, I had shut down for, 3 months. Right after Christmas, I was burnt out.
Mm.
And so when I closed down for Christmas, I didn't open back up till March. So it was 2 months, 2.5 months. And I wouldn't take anything.
Yeah.
And we have, luckily I had my assistant when my dad passed, but we had 5 days where we had a brand new grandson and our twins turned 12, twin grandkids, and my dad passed away 2 days later.
Mm.
And after that, we had to take a little time, and luckily we had our assistant so we could finish what we had, because
Right.
that's the hard part. And if we know other sewists, we can say, hey, can you help me? Or we can reach out to each other. Like if I know something's going on in Niky's life, I can say, hey, Niky, do you need some help? Let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of community I want to see, and I know Niky wants to see happen with us seamstresses, sewists. Because we're very alone out here. You feel very alone,
Yes.
even though we're surrounded by a lot of people. And I know when I get something that needs a correction done on it, because somebody newer in sewing has had that, you know what? I would really love to bring that person in and say, let me have you help me finish this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, I know Niky learned on your own, right?
Self-taught and everything.
That means that's not bad, guys.
Yeah.
I started with my great grandma teaching me at 7. I went into 4-H and had some amazing teachers. Then I went on to Seattle Pacific University here in Washington and actually got almost my degree. I got all of the good stuff and then got married. I just didn't get the other stuff until later. And had that extra sewing instruction. But you know what? She's really good. So why am I going to say I'm better than she is? I'm not. We all have our talent and we all have our ability. If you're using YouTube, really look at a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because from my background, knowing the rules, it's nicer to break the rules knowing what you're doing. So finding out the actual sewing rules, whether you learn how to do it on your own or somebody can actually teach you, because sometimes it's hard to find somebody. It's really hard.
I like Diana Casey.
Diana Casey, did you hear that?
She's really good.
And we'll try and put out recommendations here on people that we're like, this one's easy to follow, this one's, because some people who are teaching on YouTube are hard to follow because they have so much knowledge and they don't know how to make it simple. I sing with some lady barber shoppers, and barber shoppers like to teach, which is why I'm bringing it up. So even though you're competing against each other, everybody's teaching each other. But when we first started singing with them in 2015, 16, the director of our chorus used words I had no idea what they were. And I'd have to go home to my husband and say, oh, Mr. Trumpet Player, I've had 15 years of music. What is this? Because I didn't understand the lingo. Yeah. It was all new to me. It's the same way with sewing. I've been sewing a lot of years, a lot of years. And so, you know, I have also had professional type training, so my lingo is different. And sewing all these years too, guess what? Words change. What they're called changes. In just the time you've sewed, Niky, how many times has the color royal blue changed its name?
Or changed its tone?
The color royal blue has changed its name a lot since I was in high school, because my high school colors were royal blue and white. And then by the time I was getting married to my forever husband, it was like cobalt blue.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's been Delta blue and chevron blue, and I don't even know. And there's a pale color green that is right now celeron.
Yes.
And it used to be celery and sage, and sage can have 5,000 different variations.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's keeping up with lingo. It's keeping up with, as you do the business, all these different things. I had a lady come in and say, I want a pair of boho pants. I'm like, okay, boho pants, I got you. Oh, no, I didn't. She wanted a pair of, what did we decide they were called? Beach pants?
They were more like beach pants, or kind of the high cut boaters pants that you wear if you're going sailing, with the cute little canvas shoes
on the bottom.
But they've got a band at the bottom.
Kind of, except they were long, but they fit closer to the body. Where boho to me is like more like a
pants.
Plaza,
like 1950s.
Yeah, and so we had a real communication issue going on here, because boho to me and boho to her were totally different creatures. Because the first pair I made her, she's like, these are way too much fabric. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Boho is flowy. And so if your seamstress asks you 500 billion questions and wants to look at 6,000 pictures from you, that's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have to be on the same page. So
even
and the longer you do it, the more you have to.
It's like going to a hairstylist. It's when they ask you to bring a picture or to look through a book and show me what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And looking at the picture, and we're going to be doing some segments on actually looking at pictures and what I see in the picture versus what you might see in the picture.
Right.
Because the second version with this lovely lady and friend was she showed me a harem pant in a picture and said, that's it, that's what I'm talking about. So I made her a harem pant, which is very voluminous.
And it wasn't what she
wanted, because that, and then finally we got it. Oh, you want it slim. at the top, but loose in the legs.
Did you look at the picture and say that's what Jeannie wears?
No, but I learned that after talking to her. Yes, those are some of the things that I've learned and I'm learning all the time. And I personally am totally open to also learning different ways of doing things. When I worked for David's Bridal, they had a different way of hemming than I knew. I knew the faux rolled hem, where you sew it and then you roll it and sew it again. Awesome thing. David's Bridal, by the way, said that was an okay hem, as well as literally putting it through the rolled hem.
I still can't do that.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every new machine, I'm looking for the perfect rolled hem thing because they're not all created equal.
You know how I like to do my rolled hems now? Either I do the faux rolled hems or I put it on the serger. I do a rolled hem on the serger and one fold over.
Nice.
We go through with a straight stitch and call it a day.
Yep.
And that's only if they require it, because especially with the bridesmaids, they don't care.
No.
They'll care.
No. Yeah, and there's so many different ways to do it. I helped start the tailor shops at the Big and Tall Men's Store. And they knew nothing about tailor shops. They'd inherited all theirs already done. We were the first one here in Tacoma that they were starting from scratch. And it was very interesting because they're like, well, everybody does it the same way. And I'm looking at them going, no, they don't. There's at least 5 different styles of sewing that are taught professionally across the world.
I've never been taught anything about sewing men's clothes. That I'm still learning.
You may like it better than women's clothes. In many ways, the way it's put together is much simpler.
Mm-hmm.
I found I actually like men's jeans because they're really easy. They're thick. That's the hardest part, but how they're put together is really easy compared to slacks. But yeah, no, I did 8 years in menswear. It was good to learn how to do it.
For me, it's a take apart and then put it back together.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you do it, unless you literally have somebody to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Is you take it apart and reconstruct it. Deconstruct, reconstruct. And if you want alterations to be quick, we can learn to build it in our heads. And that takes practice, I promise. It doesn't happen for most people right away.
Yes, it does take practice.
Well, Niky, we're so happy to just talk to you and find out more about you. And we're really sad you're leaving our area. But we have this lovely thing called the internet.
Yes.
And we can keep in touch. And the phone.
Yes.
So good luck in your travels, safe travels, and we're excited to hear where Niky goes. If she stays with crocheting,
Well, I'm planning on teaching my granddaughter how to sew when we get to Florida.
That's
So,
fantastic.
and my daughter already has plans. She said, "What's your sewing machine situation? Because I've got alterations for you."
oh, there we go. So
So,
she's going to end up in it.
so we are looking at a $22,000 Bernina.
Nice, beautiful machine.
It's the B990.
B990. Yes,
That's the goal.
that'll be
That'll
fun.
replace everything I have.
That'll be fun. Now, do you do embroidery as well on the machine?
My baby lock does.
Because that's
It's just a small though.
Ruthie Case doesn't do embroidery. I have people for you, but I don't do embroidery.
Yeah, I typically outsource my embroidery.
Yeah.
I only do really small embroidery. I don't have time for it.
And Niky has passed on to me her embroidery lady as well as the 2 that I already have.
Yes.
And these just happen to be ladies. If you're a guy out there that does embroidery, We would use you also.
And my embroidery source also is a quilter.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah. Which is very good to know because I don't do quilts.
I would repair them.
I have repaired a couple and found I didn't enjoy it, but I now have 3 people that do quilts. One's a quilter and she'll take on reconstruction. And then another one will actually quilt for people. Then we have one that actually has the quilting machine. So if you are a quilter, we have a source for you that actually has the quilting machine.
You mean the long arm?
Mm-hmm, the long arm, so they can quilt for you. Do the quilting part, the sewing.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I know we've gotten calls on that.
So my service, the place where I take my machines for service, All Things Sew, they do that too.
So that's good to know. All Things Sew?
All Things Sew.
Puyallup?
No, they're actually over here on Steel.
Okay.
It's Tacoma. They're on like 115th and Steel Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good to know, because we're looking, by the way, so do send in notice. We're looking for, in the Washington, Seattle, Tacoma area, places that have things besides quilting fabric.
Mm-hmm.
People that work on your machines.
Yes, they work on the machines. I know they do house calls for industrial machines. They have a long arm. She has classes for different things.
Nice.
And they have quilting fabric and supplies.
Nice. Very cool.
And we get many quilters that connect, so you can send them there as well. We have, up at the mall.
The Viking sewing, that one or the other one?
No, the other one.
Oh.
Viking Sewing has moved.
I mean,
Over by
The
Michael's.
name,
quality.
yes.
Quality
So.
sewing back.
Quality Sewing and Back, and they do good on my Genomes, but they seem to specialize more in that area versus others. So it's nice to know, and they don't do professional machines.
No, they do not. They do not.
Yeah, because other places I've called won't work on my Genome. It's like my Volvo.
But they sell more of the higher end machines.
Yes.
The Janome, the Berninas, the Baby Lock.
They have
The
a
Brothers.
nice selection of those, and they seem to be specializing. Last time I was in there, they had a lot more embroidery machines.
Yes.
So if you're an embroiderer, they could be a resource for you.
They have the multi-needles.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up because we've been going for like 30 to 40 minutes here, and we like to keep this short so you watch it all. So this is Ruthie of Ruthie K's, Ann of RK Artisans, and
Niky of Niky's Needles.
we're excited to be with you. Come back to So Much Talk.